really is this a winner thing? Like, Mike was hated. Tom was hated. Joe Montana was like people who just consistently win are hated.
On over, took my home.
A Reddit post came up and it went viral. And it said out there in the land, not players, not coaches, but us fans, us people who talk sports, content creators, everybody else. Jalen Hurts is the most hated player in the NFL. Now, I say all the time, my thoughts on Jalen Hurts, and we're not going to get into that. We want to talk about this situation going on right here. Right. And what I'm trying to understand, right, because I'm on the other side of this, I don't get it.
Oh my God!
Yes.
No, we're not. No.
Yes.
Stay on that.
We gonna bounce around today, boy.
No.
But seriously, people think that I hated him, but I don't think he's the most hated player in the NFL. Though I'm not that far right. I'm not ready to pick up his bags and ship him out to Philly. I'm not on that boat. I'm not on that train. I'm on a different lane in my criticism of Jalen Hurts. I don't think he's the most hated player in the league, bro. Like I'm not on that train. And so my thought or my question is really is this a winner thing? Like, Mike was hated. Tom was hated. Joe Montana was like people who just consistently win are hated. And is he falling in that category because he just wins? Or is this something more than that? And here, I just want to bring this up. This is what Jalen Hurts thinks about everybody who talks about him. Just to let you put that up there. You know what I mean? That's what he thinks. He sees it and just, okay, for sure. Is it his personality? How he doesn't really, he don't give people too much. He talks in these scripture terms when he does interviews. Everything's a catchphrase and this saying is something like that. Like, what is it that turns? I mean, we had Acho talking about, I saw Jalen sitting by himself, reading a book, when everybody else is partying. I mean, he just ain't that type of guy. That, like, to me, like, who gives a F? Like, that's cool. Like, if that's how he gets down, I mean, he's an old soul. I mean, I think he talks about the type of music he listens to, and he listens to older classical music. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he just might be cut a little bit different than the young boys out here. But you explain to me, bro, because you are part of the Jalen fan group. Why is Jalen Hurts the most hated player in the NFL, man? I need to understand this.
You asking me?
I'm asking you, bro.
You just introduced me as part of the Jalen fan group. Why would I ever think that he's the most hated? But I can understand it. And if
I'm trying to understand it.
Those that listen to the pod, especially on this show, if you go back just a week ago, I had a nice, about good 3-minute conversation about how messed up and how pissed off I am about our own fans and how they represent in our radio shows and how they represent the Philadelphia Eagles, and especially that man that you got on the screen, and Jalen Hurts. And then we want to wonder why a week later he's considered one of the most hated. Well, it starts with us because we don't protect our own. We criticize our own, right? That's it. This is us. It starts with us. And then what happens is that just trickles into the media, and then everybody questions everything about this and that. And of course, yes, maybe his personality is a little bit unorthodox, typically to somebody that you will want to be a little bit more charismatic to the media or more outgoing and stuff like that. But that's not who and how he is. Right? He does.
Who did they say that about too?
There's a few people.
No. Who wore these colors? Who they say that about that too?
What you mean?
They said that same shit about Donnie.
Oh, man, I'm not worried about Donovan. We ain't gonna get on no damn Donovan conversation. Donovan coming into his career was booed getting in drafted. We didn't want him as a quarterback because we didn't know anything about Donovan McNabb coming out of Syracuse, and he came in and he changed that belief. I think later on in his career he got a little bit more of that criticism, but I enjoyed Donovan McNabb. I thought he did a good job with Andy Reid. But this is weird to me. This right here is weird to me, and I don't want to be like an extra and go. You're talking about somebody that walks that line of perfection. Right. And maybe that's why he's the most hated, because you can't tell me as a man who he's been representing, as an athlete, how he's been represented or represents has been nothing but A1.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Maybe you don't like the way that he don't throw for 50 yards or 50 passes a game, or maybe you don't like the way that he does the tush push, and that's probably part of it too. And other people can't do it, so they hate on that. Like, it's a lot of different small things that he does that other people are not used to seeing that is successful. And it kind of reminds me of Russell Wilson. Like, it just has that little bit of vibe of Russell Wilson.
It does have some Russ.
Right? Because, he ain't your typical what you think what he should be.
Yeah, but
and Russ kind of falls.
Russ had some stuff with him too. When we found out when he left, he wasn't even in the locker room. He had his own office.
So correct, and that's when he went to Denver, right? He had that little situation. So yes, I get it, but I feel like it's like the same line. I feel like we're getting into that space with Jalen, and it's unfortunate right now. And maybe it might be some backstories behind these things and stuff like that. But listen, that most hated is crazy to me, but it starts with us. We don't want to kill him in his hometown. He's 2-time Super Bowl, 1-time MVP, Super Bowl MVP, and never missed the playoffs, and we kill him. Up to last week, we was killing him.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. It's most hated in the NFL is a crazy statement. Like, and I think that because it's Philly, that's why that's why we have all the noise, right? It's just QB drama just follows us. I don't know. Maybe Nick didn't really have that much QB drama, but Wentz did, Kevin Cobb did, Randall did, Vic did kind of, but not on his run. Jalen does, Donovan does. And I think that's kind of it. I don't remember Jim McMahon.
Ronnie Pete was cool.
Yeah, Ronnie Pete was cool, but he was at the tail end of his career when he was here, right? You know what I mean? He didn't really have.
Didn't he go to Detroit after that?
I thought he was at Detroit before he came here.
Detroit before Philly?
I thought so, because he was established, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a Philly then Detroit. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think he'll take it in stride like everything. I think sooner or later, because it started to crack Donovan a little bit, you might start to see some of that personality come out a little bit.
Nah.
But
you see that man face?
Yeah. Yeah.
The way I believe he would handle it, if he's not happy here, he'll just leave. He just won't resign. I just think that'll be him. It ain't gonna be no emotional thing. It ain't gonna be look at T.O. It ain't gonna be none of that. He's gonna just be like, he's done it. He's been through it all. The man was benched in a national championship game.
Yeah.
Came back, was in a Heisman Trophy race with a whole different team. Won a national championship. Went to the playoffs with the next team. Came here as a starter, never missed the playoffs, went to Super. Like, you think any of this is going to phase him? No. I think it's weird, though. I do. I think it's weird. I think at this point,
I think it's weird it doesn't phase him.
Why?
I mean, I don't think it's weird he don't show emotion, but I think as a competitor, I think you keep the outside noise at bay, but you do hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you do hear it, and it's just.
Well, we're not saying he's not hearing it. He's talking about, is it going to bother him? Look at his face. He's literally looking at a television that had Kansas City across the board.
Or yeah.
And he looked at it and looked at the response. The response is, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's his response.
Yeah.
So he probably saying most hated.
But what I'm thinking is, like, when your own folks start to hate you, you know what I mean? Like when the own like if the Boo Bergs have come out, But if the boo birds start to really come out for him, especially this upcoming season, then I think sooner or later that gets to you.
Nate, he led his team to the national championship.
Man, that shit was
On a
years ago,
Nick
bro.
Saban, it doesn't matter. On a
We
Nick
talking about
Saban
now in the
team,
NFL.
hear me out. He was benched. The backup ended up leading the team to a victory coming back. He did nothing but smile, give Tua dap, came back, I believe, the next year as a backup to Tua, and then waited his time and had to come back in a play. I think a very similar situation that Tua came in for him, and then lead them to another team. I mean, lead them to another championship.
Yeah.
Like this is all part of his story. This is all part of his mold. So I don't think any of this, especially fans, is going to get to him. I think he's going to just be like, listen, y'all don't like what I can produce. When it's time for him to get an extension, unless that money looking real crazy, he's gonna be like, I'm cool. I'll find another place. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna be like, oh my God, or start breaking down and not being better or getting worse.
No, I don't think that.
No, I don't think I don't think he's wired that way. He got a nice lady. He got his family put up nice. You know what I'm saying? He does what he gotta do. He's in the community. I don't think it's gonna be any more than him. Okay, next page.